Hi and welcome to Data 7 Embroidery Products. In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to create and customize pattern fills that you can insert into designs that have fills, condensed fills, so using condensed designs only. There are two ways to open Pattern Fill Editor. That's using this icon here, or using the file fill pattern editor here. It loads up the form with the canvas to design or customize an existing pattern fill. In this example I'm going to show how to create a very simple pattern fill from scratch, very simple, and then I'm going to open an existing pattern fill or fill pattern and change it slightly, add it to an existing design that I've used before in the videos to how to create complex and simple fills and how to use pattern fill editors. So firstly, a little description about the pattern fill editor. So the canvas is 120 points. Each point is 0.1 of a millimeter, so represents a stitch on an embroidery machine. We use the left mouse button to create a stitch point and the right mouse button to remove the stitch point. We have some previews here that shows you what the pattern fill will look like. Here's the X and Y coordinates that shows where you are on the canvas. We can use the zoom factor to zoom in and out of the canvas and scroll along the canvas with the scroll bars. We can mark parts of the canvas, copy and duplicate by using the left mouse button. We can clear the canvas, and we can also set a repeat area by setting the area of the canvas that we want to use. We don't have to use the entire 120 point by 120 point canvas. We can just use half of it, 60 by 60, create a small fill pattern and duplicate it that way. So to demonstrate very quickly how to create a simple pattern fill, I'm just going to zoom in and use the top left of the canvas and just put some stitches down. The stitches flow from left to right in a pattern fill, so you don't want to put a stitch right next to another stitch like that, otherwise you could break a needle or make a hole in your material. So to lay down a stitch, we would use the left mouse button. To remove it, we would press the right mouse button. So I'm just going to lay a few stitches down here and create a rough pattern. Doesn't need to be exactly right, it's just for demonstration purposes. If I just draw a number 10 for instance, which will be a circle, and a few more stitches there. I'm now going to save this as a new pattern, and here are the existing patterns we have, 24, 25, 29 and 99, so I'm going to choose 30 as my new pattern. I'm going to set my repeat area to just a little bit bigger than the actual pattern itself, and you can see on the repeat draw area that it showed me what it will look like repeated. So I can see that I've got 1 0 1 1, very rough. Let me just remove those stitches right next to each other, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in an expanded design shortly. I'm going to set the area again to make it just to utilize the 1 and the 0, and you can see the repeat pattern now ignores the last number 1 and just uses the 1 0. I'm just going to use that as a test, and I'm going to save it again as 30, I believe it was. Yeah, save over the 30 pattern. Okay, just demonstrate the copy feature, so I can mark the one there. I can use the copy, and now wherever I put the mouse and click the left mouse button, it copies what I've marked, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to exit there now and not save it. So I'm just going to be using this pattern here, the 1 and the 0, for my demonstration purposes. So I'm going to exit. Yes. I'm going to open up one of the designs I've used in multiple videos, which is basically a couple of fills, complex and simple fills laid out with a pattern fill already inserted, and I'm going to go into point edit and find the pattern fill editor, which is the next stitch. Here you can see pattern fill 99. I'm going to change that by inserting a function, pattern fill, and I want to use my number 30 here. Okay, so now you can see I have pattern 30. I'm going to delete pattern fill 99 in the previous stitch by pressing the delete button. So all I have now is the pattern fill 30. Press enter to redraw. Of course, it's still a condensed design, so you can't see the pattern. I'm now going to save it as an expanded design, and once you save a condensed as expanded, it automatically loads the quick expanded design back up onto our canvas, and I'm going to press F5 to redraw. So now you can probably see our brand new created pattern, fill pattern in our fill. I'll just change the colour, make it a little bit lighter, so you can see how that pattern fill looks. So that's how easy it is to create a brand new pattern fill. You can experiment, test the sew out of that, see what it looks like, and change and customize as you wish. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to load an existing pattern fill, which is, I'll use the DSC again, and here I can change this pattern fill, save it as a different pattern fill, and insert that into the design instead. So what I'm going to do very simply is just change the area. So instead of using the whole 120 by 120 point, or 1.2 centimeters, or 120 millimeters, 10.2 millimeters, I'm just going to change the area to make it look different, just to demonstrate how easy it is to customize an existing design. And I'm just going to zoom into the letter D, and I'm going to add a few more stitches here, not next to each other, because that would be bad. Remember that the actual pattern gets sewn out left to right, and then next line left to right, etc. So I've just dropped some stitches in the D. I'm now going to save that as pattern fill 31, not to overwrite 24, which was already there. Pattern fills are 2-digit numbers for the EDS software to recognize it, so 0, 1 or 1 up to 99. Okay, so I'm going to exit the pattern fill. I'm going to load the original quick condensed design, of which I've got a condensed fill in there. Point edit once again, go to, I've gone a little bit too far, go to the fill, which is 99. I'm going to insert my new pattern fill, which is 31. Go back one stitch, delete, press the delete key to delete 99, press enter to redraw, save as expanded again and call it 31, redraw, and now you can probably just make out, if I change the colour to a lighter colour, you can just make out the D, the S, and you can make out the stitches that I put inside the D as well. Just one footnote: the fill patterns must be saved into the designs folder that's set up in your EDS system. So mine is Program Files Data 7 Designs folder, which is set in the Tools System Options. You can change this, but this is the default path that it will look for the fill patterns when inserting into a condensed design. That's very important. So mine are in designs. Okay, so that concludes the video on how to create and customize fill patterns within the Data 7 EDS. After this, I'll just post a few pictures of actual sewn out fill patterns for you to see. Thank you.